Who are you and where are you from?
I'm Brad. This is Nancy MacPherson from Wilbraham, Mass.
From where?
Wilbraham, Mass.
All right. And what do y'all do?
Well, we're both retired. We're down here for a wedding
Uh,
and just enjoying the harborfront.
right here in the harbor of Baltimore,
Baltimore, right?
and the Chesapeake. And has the weather changed at all since you were kids?
Yeah, I guess I would say it definitely has. I've grown up in New England and Massachusetts my whole life, and I often wonder when I look at what snow is now, whether or not I was totally exaggerated because of my size when I was younger. But it is clear that the type of weather we get now is, I would say it's based on things being a little warmer than they used to be.
It's extremes are more extreme.
And on an everyday basis, are you concerned about it? Say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most concerned. How do you think about climate on a regular basis?
I think the point is we think about it on a regular basis. And growing up in earlier days, it was either hot or it was cold, or you had something that was a little blip in the weather, where now these little blips are not blips anymore. So I would say, um, I speak for myself, I would say it's about an 8. I think also as you get older, you start to look at the generations behind you. And I remember our parents always saying, "Oh, I'm not sure I would want to grow up in the world that you're growing up in now." And you just sort of laughed about it. And now you can understand when you look at the challenges that lie ahead and current, never mind lie ahead, related to climate.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if, what we can change at this point. That's probably one of the problems is like, yeah, what can we do now to change things?
Well, that was
Is there time for it, I think
that's the
it's
next question,
sure.
which is, so are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future, and is there anything we can do about that?
Well, I think we can do things about it. I just think I'm a little pessimistic that we're kind of late to the game of trying to do something about it. It takes so long for it to see a reaction on it. You can make some changes, but it's going to take 5, 10, 50 years, whatever, before you start seeing some investment in it.
And I would say I'm both optimistic and pessimistic. The politics of it make me extremely pessimistic because it is in the best interest of most politicians to put forward things where they get immediate gain from. And you don't see that in terms of the solutions that we need for climate change.
Exactly.
And I think that's the frustrating part. And anyone who's come forward with the right initiatives, unfortunately, it tends to lose or be put down because the politicians are appealing to people's immediacy. And you can talk about the fossil fuel industry, and you can talk about gas prices. So the long-term effect of climate is lost when all of a sudden people have to pay $4 a gallon. Where I am optimistic is what I mentioned earlier, but I think it's in the generations behind us because, if they have to rally around an issue, I mean, we grew up as children of the greatest generation, and they had major issues in the world to rally around. I think in our space, in the baby boomer one, we could argue whether we've rallied around much. And I think the generations behind us, they know that their world depends upon the world existing. And the realities of climate change make that really challenging and frustrating for them.
Well, covers it, I think.
I think so.
Hey, thank you very much on this, the 9th of December here on the harbor, at the harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And we wanted to add one thing here at the end, as usual. I ask one last question, and it turns out to be pertinent. You said that you worked
Yeah,
in
so my,
plastics.
my professional background, I'm a chemist, but I spent much of my professional career working in manufacturing and working in supply chains. But I spent the bulk of my career at the Lego Group for about 26 years and spent time, particularly towards the later part of my career, in the government affairs and public policy space, but also heavily involved in manufacturing. So I think one of the things that gives me hope is looking at companies like Lego and many of the other companies that have really embraced the fact that climate change is real and it takes substantial action. And I think Lego has done a fabulous job as a company that uses a lot of plastic, is well aware of what that means in the world, but has developed a priority from top management to everyone that works there of making massive changes in that space, to the betterment of the climate.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.